together. Oh, here she can be looking this way. Now, what we're going to look at next is this right behind me. This, of course, is the Berlin Wall in its original location. Who here has seen the Berlin Wall for the first time ever? Hands up. Who here, honestly, is a tad bit disappointed? Was expecting like a Great Wall of China, something more massive, more frightening. You look at that, and you're like, are you serious? Is that all that I had to get over? What is the big deal? That's not really that frightening. I can climb over that no problem. Now, maybe you could, maybe you couldn't. I don't actually know. And it turns out it was not the wall that was so frightening. What made the Berlin Wall so frightening in this city was the area in which we are now standing. This area was known as the Death Strip. Off of the Berlin Wall itself, sometimes as far back as 200 meters, you had another wall with razor wire on the top. You climb over that wall, you are now in the Death Strip. What you have to do next is not only run 200 meters, but you've got to deal with potholes, rake sand, landmines, barbed wire, razor wire, spotlights, tripwire, guards on motorcycles, guards in guard towers. Those guards officially got a pay raise if they manage to kill someone trying to escape through this Death Strip. You can get around all that other stuff. You reach this wall, you still got to try to climb it, and that is no easy task. Where a majority of those people who died here in Berlin was in the actual Death Strip, never even reaching the wall in the first place. In total, around 250 people did lose their lives trying to escape over that wall. What makes them so tragic is 250 may not seem like a lot for 28 years, but when you think of how unnecessary those deaths were, in a lot of cases they were young guys, young people around 17, 18 years old who just couldn't take it any longer. They wanted their freedom and they knew it was on the other side of this wall. They tried to take their chances running through this Death Strip, and in the process, it cost them their life. So you must remember that when you think about the Berlin Wall, that it was not just this barrier that was standing in your way. You also had the Death Strip, and young people were dying here trying to gain the freedom that we all have today. Now, back to the wall. This is the fourth model of the Berlin Wall. The third model is what most people are used to seeing. Looked like this, but it had barbed wire on the top. Barbed wire is very frightening, very painful. Turns out barbed wire was actually helping people in climbing over the wall itself. You get close enough, you can grab the barbed wire, pull yourselves up and over the wall into the west. After this, East Germany said, all right guys, this is really not working out for us. We need something more effective. They ordered in all this irrigation pipe, and that pipe may look a bit ridiculous, but it proved to be very efficient, or very effective, because it is just the right angle. Unless you are Yao Ming or Shaquille O'Neal, you're not grabbing the other side of that wall. You're going to slip right off, landing right in the Death Strip, making a very, very easy target. So this is the final model of the wall that you see all the way until 1989, when the wall comes down. Looking at the wall today, there are a lot of holes in it. The wall looks a bit of a mess. The reason those holes are there today is you all have been beaten to the wall by something we like to call wall peckers. Now, wall peckers are people who came to the wall in 1989, 1990 with hammers and chisels, chip away pieces of the wall to then take home, put in their pockets, give to friends, sell on markets, things like that. Pretty interesting approach to the Berlin Wall. Also very dangerous approach because sections of the Berlin Wall have been known to be full of asbestos. So if you own a piece of the wall, please do not inhale it. Asbestos is very, very dangerous. Now, the next thing that I must point out about the wall is a relatively new feature, and that would be the fence out front. You get a dictionary out. You look up the definition of the word ironic. You're going to have a photograph of this, because today that fence is there protecting the Berlin Wall from wall peckers. Very interesting how today we are trying to preserve this piece of the Berlin Wall. Now, the last thing you may be wondering is, okay, well, why the hell is the wall still here? The wall's not something that Germans look back on and go, oh, honey, you remember them wall days? Yeah, let's pack the kids in the van and take them to the wall for a picnic. You can have a good day out. And leave here because they like it and they're reminiscing. The reason this particular section of the wall still remains is that it's protecting what is and what used to be on the other side. What used to be on the other side of the Berlin Wall during the Second World War was the SS and Gestapo headquarters. SS and Gestapo were the secret state police of the Nazi Third Reich, carried out a lot of the killings, not just in the streets, but also in the concentration camps. Their main headquarters and administration building were on this plot of land. World War II did see those buildings badly bombed out. After the war, they were removed. To this day, Berlin's chosen to never, ever build anything on that area. They're going to leave it as an open wilderness, as a scar on the face of the city, reminding it what used to be there. Now, if they aren't going to build anything, they have done something else instead, something that you may think about checking out while you're here. What you will find on the other side of the wall today is a permanent open-air exhibit called the Topography of Terror. Topography of Terror is a detailed exhibit about the Nazi Third Reich. It gives a very good look into what the Third Reich was, how they came to power, who Heinrich Himmler, Joseph Goebbels, Adolf Hitler, who all these people are, and how they became the men that we know them as today. It has stories about people who were prisoners of the actual Nazi Third Reich, who later in life became rulers of East Germany. Very well done exhibit. Also has a detailed section about the Holocaust. Has numbers, facts, details. It is in German and English. It is free of charge to go and visit. It's also open every day of the week, even Monday, from 10 o'clock in the morning until the sun goes down. So if you have some time, you may want to come back and visit that. If you just happen to be interested in the Third Reich, you would like to know more about it. I mean, you are in the former capital of Nazi Germany. If you want to know more about it, one of the other things I can recommend is the Third Reich Berlin tour. If you want to do that, there's one tomorrow at 1 p.m. in the afternoon. That tour will take you around Berlin in a Third Reich perspective. Give you an idea of what the city was like under the rule of the Nazis, what they were doing with the city, what they would have done with it had they been victorious in the Second World War, where some of the former buildings were located. Very well done. So if you do have an interest in such things, you may want to check that out tomorrow at 1 p.m. What we have to do now is we're going to move here, cross over this very dangerous intersection, go down the street. Next thing is Checkpoint Charlie. We'll stop quite quickly, take a look at that, and then we're going to go on break.